Hey, Tigers! How's it going? Chef Dillard here. Been cleaning out and working in the culinary lab, getting it ready for our return. And when I did that, I came across some of our new, beautiful, sharp knives that we're going to be using. And it reminded me of one of the icons of the culinary industry. Since it's Women's History Month, might as well share it with you. The person I'm talking about is Julia Child. She was an icon in the 1960s, 70s, 80s, all the way up to her death in 2004. She was known for a TV show called The French Chef. But before that, she did amazing things for our country and for the world. She worked for the Office of Strategic Services, or OSS, during World War II. She was kind of, in some ways, like Q for the James Bond movies, because not only did she decode secret messages and work with all kinds of top secret information, she actually designed a shark bait repellent so that bomb disposal units could scuba dive into the waters that were infested with sharks and keep them away while they worked on those bombs and those mines. She actually took a culinary approach to this. Julia Child worked in her kitchen during her off time and developed a recipe with ingredients that you could find in your everyday home. And she developed that repellent, and it's used to this day. It is actually called Child's Solution or Child's Repellent. That is one of the things that got her wanting to explore French cooking even more. She became one of the first ever women to graduate from the Cordon Bleu, or Le Cordon Bleu as we know it now, cooking school in Paris. And she was the very first American woman to graduate. She later joined the women's cooking club Les Cerces des Gourmets, which was big in New York. And it's through there she met some other French chefs, and she developed a cookbook called The Joy of Cooking. And she also started an informal cooking school called the School of the Three Food Lovers, or L'École des Trois Gourmands. And she translated a lot of her French recipes into English, and it was one of the first times that the average home chef was able to go ahead and start to learn French cooking. She started her cooking show in 1960, and that's really one of the things that helped her take off. She started being shown primarily on PBS throughout the years, and that's why I thought about the cooking knife, okay, and so forth. Famously, it was rumored that one time when she was working on a show, she was cutting a chicken, and she accidentally cut herself. And since the show was being taped live, she didn't stop. She just wrapped a towel right around her hand, and she kept on going. And she went, "Oh my, I cut myself." And it was a joke. For a very long time, people actually didn't believe that this video clip existed. There's a famous video from Saturday Night Live of actor Dan Aykroyd recreating that scene. But again, for a very long time, it was considered an urban legend. But in about 10 years ago, they actually found that clip. And yes, she did indeed cut herself one day cutting a chicken. And it was really filmed and videotaped, but it just kind of got lost in the archives. So it took a long time for people to find it. But it's one of those things that had bound her reputation. She would make accidents on screen, and then she would explain to you, "Hey, that's okay. You're not a professional chef. Accidents happen. Even professional chefs make mistakes." And that is one of the things that made her so endearing, was that people could have flaws in their cooking and learn from them. She was really good at being able to explain, "Yeah, this went wrong. Here's how you do it." And that's a cooking technique when I teach that I like to use as well. Okay. I think it also helps us to feel comfortable that we can still be learning all the time. Later in the 1970s, Julia Child became friends with a food critic named James Beard. And James Beard was so revered for his culinary techniques of critique, and he later got his own show, But it was thanks to Julia Child that James Beard decided when he passed away, there would be what is called the James Beard Award. And Julia Child actually took over the initiations for that program for the first couple of years in order to get it off the ground. And now in the United States, winning a James Beard Award is the most coveted American cooking award. Okay. There are a lot of European cooking awards, but the James Beard is the one that all American chefs want to try to earn one day. Uh, After she passed away, she donated her entire kitchen to the Smithsonian Institute, and a number of books and movies have not only been written about her life, but the influences that it had on them, like Julia and Company and Julia and Me. If you want to learn more about Julia Child, feel free to do all kinds of Google searches. Her books are still in print. You can also go onto YouTube and other sources and be able to watch some of her classic shows. French cooking was her masterful technique, but she had a passion for all types of foods. So give it a shot, try it out. And if you want any recommendations or help with recipes, feel free to contact me at cdillard@chccs.k12.nc.us. And guys, I hope to see you back in class in just a few days. Take care and be safe.